What's going on YouTube? Welcome to Wes's Angling. You're joining me in the tackle room today for a new video series on tackle maintenance. As you can see on the desk at the side of me, I've got two Shimano reels. These reels used to be my favourites. The Shimano 4000 GT reels. Now the problem that you've got is you can't buy reels like these anymore. They're absolutely awesome. They just don't make them this kind of quality. If you're following the channel, you know that I use Shimano DL 6000 reels on my specimen rods and Daiwa Crossfire reels on my method feeder rods. These used to be my old method feeder reels. They're a perfect size, 4000s, and they've got the bait runners on. But the problem that I got is that these were just not smooth anymore, and I decided to upgrade to the DL 6000s, but I miss these reels. The classics, and to be honest with you, they're getting to the point where these are collector's items. And because you can't buy reels like this anymore, there's only one option, and that's having them maintained and refurbished. So I've done some research online and I found a company that will maintain and refurbish these reels for me. Now, the reason I stopped using them is they're just not smooth and they're getting issues. Obviously, it's beyond my expertise to be able to fix and maintain something like this, and for the price that it is, I'd rather send them off and have them done professionally. So if we pull that as a fish would straight, you see how the drag's jerky? It's not coming off the reel smooth. And that's obviously a problem, especially when you're method feeder fishing. You want a nice smooth drag because you're dealing with short hook lengths that can easily snap if you've not got a smooth drag. So you want the fish to freely be able to take line. You can just hear how they're not smooth and the line's jerking off the reel as I pull it forward. It's smoother in some parts than it is in others. And they're both like that, to be quite honest. One of the bait runner parts isn't as smooth either, and they just generally are having a couple of issues. So the bait runner's on there and it's a little bit stiff towards one of the sections of the reel. So that tells me that there's something potentially wrong with the drag on the reel. So let's try it again. Can you see that jerking? So let me zoom in and you can see this up close. So I'm going to pull this now and you'll be able to see it jerking. Quite hard to see on the camera. You can feel it though. Just not smooth. Not a nice noise at all. So they really are unusable and in need of some TLC. If you was to buy yourself a set of new reels, which like I've said to you, you can't buy these anymore, Shimano GT 4000s. You can pick them up on eBay, but they're becoming collector's items and they're really hard to find. And even if you buy them off eBay, you don't know what kind of condition that they're in. You don't know if they're going to need maintenance or whatever. And the new Shimano 6000 DL reels are a little bit big and are like a nice method feeder size bait runner reel like this. So it's not like I can go out and replace them, and it's a hell of a lot cheaper to get them refurbished. And hopefully these will come back looking like a new reel. So we'll document the journey. I'll give you some information about the company that I'm sending to and I'll show you the process. So I'm going to send both of these reels off for a full service. Now it might be that these reels need parts as well, and there's obviously going to be an extra cost to that, but I'll show you the breakdown of everything when we get them back. So if I was to replace these, you're probably talking at least £70–80 for an equivalent reel. Okay folks, so I've done some research and I've found a company online that looks promising. The name of the company is Felindre Innovations, and they do reel maintenance, tackle repairs and servicing. It looks like they specialise in Shimano. For the purposes of the video, and just to get some information about the company for you, I'm going to give them a ring in a minute. I'll talk them through the issues that I'm having with the reel, and then I'll talk you through the process about sending the reels off. This is the company. It looks like it's a Welsh company and they're based in Swansea. They've got 30 years experience in all different types of fishing reels, specialising in Shimano. They hold 200,000 spare parts for Shimano reels, so I'm more than confident they'll be able to tackle these reels that we're sending off for a service and maintenance. It does say if you send in any other reel off apart from Shimano to contact them first. If you've just got a Shimano reel and you want it servicing, you don't need to ring them. You can just fill out the online form and get them sent off. But because we're doing a video and we're going to include this company in the video, I'm going to give them a ring and make sure it's okay with them. So I've just got off the phone to Felindre Innovations. Dead knowledgeable guy. He definitely knew what he was talking about when it comes to reels. He's been in the reel maintenance industry for over 30 years. He actually used to work for Shimano back when the headquarters were in the UK. So that's really interesting. He said he always stocks up on spare parts for reels, so you're never going to be waiting for parts coming in and things like that, especially with the Shimano ones. Might be different for other reels. You'll have to ring and ask about those. So he's talked me through the process. It's dead simple. All you need to do is download the online form and print it out, and you put that in with your reels. Tell them what kind of reels that you're sending off and what you want done to them. So while I was on the phone to him then, he just asked me to test a couple of things on the reels, and he did a little bit of diagnosis over the phone, just so I had an idea of what was going on with the reels and what they potentially needed. He said that they probably just need a good service, but they might need a couple of components replacing. Now, that's not a problem. Like I said before, I've accounted for that, and it's definitely still going to be cheaper than buying new reels. These are my favourite reels. I don't want to get rid of them. I don't want to sell them. And hopefully, once they're maintained and prepped, we're going to be using them over the next few seasons, so you'll see how we get on and see if I have any further issues with them. So that's the company's address. Like I said, they're based in Swansea. And the company's name again is Felindre Innovations. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm not going to even try and pronounce these Welsh place names. But it's in Swansea, and that's all you really need to know. The rest is on the form that you download. So that's their logo there at the top, so you can keep an eye on that. I will put a link in the description in case you needed any reels maintaining, if you like this video at the end and you think it's going to be worthwhile for you. You know, with the price of things at the moment, it's definitely worth maintaining rather than buying new reels. I'd always recommend that. So this is the reel return form. Dead simple. Put your name at the top, full postal address that you want the reels posting back to once they're prepped. Now, obviously they can't give you a price until you send them the reels and they've diagnosed what's going on. They could be able to give you an idea on the phone if you ring them. So if you've no idea what's going on with the reel, or if they're broken, then I would always recommend ringing them first. But if you just want some servicing, or you feel like they might have a couple of minor issues, then just fill out this form, give a brief description of what's going on with the reel at the bottom, parts that you might think need replacing, so on and so forth. For example, if they need a new handle, or if one of the bait runner tabs is broken or something like that. You just make a note of that down there, and once they've diagnosed it and done a service, they'll tell you what needs doing. Then once they've maintained it and they've replaced all the parts that you wanted changing, they'll send you an invoice, you pay the invoice, and then they'll post it back. They can either post it back insured or non-insured. There's two different prices for that. So you've got your model there. So if you don't know the model for the reel, I'm sure that you could just put that on, but most reels have it written on. Sometimes it can wear off over time, but I know these are Shimano GT4000s. So I'm just going to put Shimano GT4000s times 2, your email address, your daytime contact number, so on and so forth. Okay? So nice and simple. Again, I'm sending it to Felindre Innovations, Unit 14, Swansea Valley, so on and so forth. And what I'm going to do is I'll fill out this form, and then I'm going to put it in the box, and we'll get it sent off. Okay, so I found an appropriately sized box, and I'm just going to get these packed up ready to ship. I'll just put some bubble wrap in the bottom just on the safe. Put some more over the top. Pack it out with some paper. So they're not going to go anywhere there. I'm going to make sure I put my reel return form in the box. Right, okay, address is on, it's good to go. I'm just going to pop it in the post with Royal Mail. Okay, so just posted off the reels. It was $5.55, first class sign for. Right, we've got our reels back from Felindre Innovations. I'll talk you through the process. It was dead straightforward. Basically, you saw that I sent these off via Royal Mail. 2 days later, I got an invoice through from them with what the reels actually needed. Now, as I was under the impression, they definitely needed other bits apart from a service. Now, if you just wanted a service on a reel, at today's prices, as we're doing the video, it's $16.99 a reel. Okay? And then you obviously have to pay for your post and package back, so it's probably best that if you've got a couple of reels, send them off together and then you just pay one postage. So that'll be the best way of doing it. Like I said, these reels didn't just need a service, they needed maintaining and they needed fixing as well, because there was something not right with them. So I was right, so they needed 4 ball bearings between them. So bearing in mind that these were only a 3BB reel anyway, so the bearings were pretty stuffed on them. An oscillating sliding retainer and 2 drag washers. So that's what they've had replaced. But I'm sure that you agree that that is very cost effective, hell of a lot cheaper than buying 2 new reels. And like I say, they don't make these anymore. Absolutely awesome reels. I'm looking forward to getting on the bank and using them again. But we'll see what they've done to them. We'll see what kind of condition they're in now that they've come back. Right, let's get them opened. So they posted it back in this postage envelope. And probably just in the original box that I sent it off in, yeah. And there's my original packaging. So you're seeing this as I'm seeing it, guys. Oh, look at this. How awesome is that? Felindre Innovations. Look at those little reel servicing bags. How cool is that? Now, I don't know whether they do that for everybody or whether that's just because I've told them that I'm doing it for YouTube, but how cool is that? They're like a proper nice silk bag. I'm well impressed with that. How cool are they? Beautiful. Right, so reels. They've cleaned them. I can already tell how smooth they feel. Obviously everything's been re-lubricated. They're moving a lot better. Drag feels good. Let's put some line through. Turn back wind off. Tighten it up. Oh yeah. You can hear the difference. So smooth. So that's that one. Well impressed with that so far. Now, what they did say, and what they do say on the website, is they send you all the old washers and bits and bobs back, and you can see how rusted and worn that they actually are. Don't know whether you'll be able to see it on the video, but they're rusted, absolutely naffed, those drag washers. And then there obviously are bearings. So that's what they've changed. They've sent you back the old stuff so that you know that they have changed them. Very good business this. You can tell that they take pride in what they do just by the fact that they've cleaned the reels up for me. They were covered in ground bait and everything. So, oh yeah. Both reels are silky smooth. Very, very impressed. So, if you want to get your reels serviced, maintained, or even repaired like mine, I recommend them. So that's our Shimano 4000 reels refurbished. I hope you'll join me for the next video in this tackle maintenance series where we're actually going to strip these reels of line and then load them back up, ready for spring and the new season ahead of us. Again, if you are interested in sending your reels off, ready for the season coming up, I'll put a link in the description for Felindre Innovations so that you can go and check them out and use them if you want to. If you have any questions or anything like that, they have got a very, very good customer support team, as I've showed you. I rung them, they talked me through all the problems that there might be with the reels, so there was nothing hidden, there was no unexpected costs. I knew that it was going to be more than a service. So yeah, I really recommend them. These reels are looking like brand new, and if you have any questions for me about this, don't hesitate to drop a comment in the comment section. I'll always try and get back to you where I can. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, now's your chance to do so you don't miss any more of these videos, so you can stay with us through the tackle maintenance series. So I'm going to be doing a few more videos like this, and there's also plenty of videos on the channel of various different types of fishing, method feeder videos, carp and catfish videos, loads of stuff, product reviews, you name it, there's stuff on there on the channel. So if you want to be along with us for the ride, hit that bell notification and you won't miss another video. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next Westies Angling.